Good day, viewers at home. You are welcome to my channel. This is Edward Stitches. Today we'll be taking us on how to cut pant trouser, a male pant trouser. The method we'll be making use of is a very simple one. So, the measurement I'll be working with my um waist. My waist measurement is in 30.5. Then I have my hip measurement. My hip measurement is in 35, and then my trouser length is in 37. So these are the measurements I'll be working with. So to start with, these are the materials, the tools I'll be making use of for this particular tutorial. It is very good you have your pant cuff. It is very good, and then camo cuff. I have my ruler, then likewise the rest that we use in cutting. So let's cut to the chase now. So if your material is rumpus, you have to make sure that it is well ironed. So thank God I have a very neat material here with me. So there is no need for me to iron again. So I'll be having my starting point here. So I'll be having my starting point here. So I've used this place, but it's not straight. So I'll be having my starting point. So I'll be adding my folding allowance. My folding allowance, I want it to be three. You can use two, two and a half, three. So I want it to be three. So I'll be using my folding allowance to be three. Make it straight. So then from this folding allowance here, I will measure my length. The length of my trouser is 37. So from that 37, we are going to take away one from that 37. Since let me explain this thing clearly here. The reason why I'm taking one is this. The allowance, the band is going to take 1.5. So I'll be using 1.5 for the band. I'm going to add 1.5 as band. So I'm going to attach half. I will use half to attach the band to the trouser. So that is going to be two. That is going to be two like that. So then she have to take away one. You have to take away one from the actual measurement. You have to take away one from the actual measurement. When I take away one from the actual measurement, it is going to give me 36 instead of 37. So that I will have here, I'll be having 36. So I'll be having 36 here. So definitely if I have 36 here, if at the end of the day I attach the band, the band is going to claim half now. So at the end of the day, what I have it is going to be 1.5 plus this. So I'm going to have my 37 back when the band is attached. The band is going to be 1.5. So I'm going to use half here to attach the band. So when I now attach the band now from here, so that is 1.5. This is 1.5 now. When I have this, it's going to give me 37 at the end of the day when I finally added the band to it. So it will come back to the actual measurement. So now, while taking your trouser measurement, while putting your trouser measurement, you make sure that you take one from the actual measurement. If it is 38, you take one from it, making 37. If we are using the band height of 1.5, and that is okay, 1.5 is okay because of your bet. So now, what I now have is 36. So I will take 36 here. So I will have my straight line. So now the next thing is just to take my crotch length. My crotch length, how do I determine my crotch length? My crotch length is going to be hip divided by 4. If it is a male trouser, hip divided by 4. If it were to be female trouser, it is going to be hip divided by 4 plus 1. So bottom for male, you just divide your hip by 4. It's as simple as that. So whatever you get now is what you are going to inscribe here. So I have my hip to be 35. I want to assume it is 36 so that it will be easily divisible. So now if I divide them 4, 35, 36 by 4, I'm going to have 9. So if it is 35, that is going to be 8.75. 8.75. So I will be approximating it to 9 now. So 9 is going to work for this. 9 is going to work for my um this what do we call it now? This crotch length is 9 is going to be okay for it now. So I'll be taking 9. So on this crotch length, that is where you inscribe your waist, your laps. Sorry, that is where you inscribe your laps. So now our hip is always divided by 4. Hip divided by 4. Waist divided by 4. It's only laps or thigh measurements. You divide that one by 2. Laps or thigh, it is divided by 2. So now my is thigh is 21. My thigh is 21. So it is going to be 21 divided by 2. 21 divided by 2. And then that is going to be 10.5. 10.5. 21 divided by 2. That is going to be 10.5. So I'm taking 10.5. So now for your measurement, you are not going to take this part as part of your measurement. Your measurement is going to start from this point. This point. This place is going to this print is going to be cut away. It's going to be cut away. So I have 10.5. So this 10.5 now, you are going to divide it by 2. 10.5. So you divide it by 2 to pick the center of that. So it is this measurement you take down. Take it down. But you can take it up there. So just to have a straight line. Then you link all the points together. Link all the points together. So now, at this point, you come in by 2. At this point, you come in by 2. By 2. By 2 at this point. Come in by 2. So the next thing is now to take our hip and waist measurement. Sorry. Next thing is just to take our waist measurement now. My waist is 30.5. 30.5. I'm going to divide that 30.5 divided by 4. 30.5 divided by 4. When I do that, I have 7.65. So I'm going to have I want to assume it is 31 now. I want to approximate it to be 31. So it is going to be, let me say 7.5 now. It is going to be 7.5. When I have 7.5, that is going to be 30. So I want to have 7.25 now. 7.25, that is 7.5 quarter. 7.5 quarter. So I'll be taking 7.5 quarter here. 7.5 quarter. Then I will add 1 to it. I will add 1 to it. So you can add 1, then you can add 1.5. So the 2 is okay, but here now I'll be adding 1 to it. So when I add 1 to it, then the next thing is just to connect these lines. So when I connect that line, so then I'm going to bring out this curve here. I will use my curve to bring out the line here. So now, if you don't have this curve, but it is good you have it, you can just measure 2 here. So you measure 1 here, then you try to connect it. Measure 2 here, then measure 1 at the center here, then you connect it. So now, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is here at this point, at this crotch area here. So you are going to take one away from it. Take one. It is not always straight, so you have to slant it. So you are going to connect it to this point. Connect it to this point. So now at this bottom point, you divide this your bottom now. My bottom is 6. That is the bottom. So it is going to be divided by 2. So you pick it is 3. So you pick the center to be 3, then you mark it out there. 3 here, 3 here. So now you draw this line. If you like, you can pick the center here, the main line. So if I want to have my main line now, I'm going to divide them. This whole line, I'm going to divide it by 2. I'm going to divide it into 2 rather. Sorry. I'm going to divide it into 2. So I will have this. That is where my main line is. That is where my nail line is. So now, at this point, I'm going to come up by 6 or 5. By 6 or 5. Just to have a straight line there. So I'm going to connect this. So the next thing is just to connect this endpoint to this point. So we have this. This is what we have. So at this point now, you are going to measure your um you are going to measure your 7 for the flap. Then at this point, your pocket now, we are going to measure 7.5. 7.5. The reason why we are taking 7.5 is because that we want the pocket to be 7 at the end of the day. Don't forget that we are going to use half to join the band. So when you join half out of it, it is going to reduce. It is going to reduce. So now the pocket slants, taking 2 as the pocket slants, taking 2 as the pocket slants. Then we cut it out. So the next thing is just to cut our back panel. So you have to turn it upside down so as to save your material. Turn it upside down. And then make sure you have enough space here. And then you have enough space here, at least 2.5 at this side. So now, to cut the back panel, so we have to bring out some area, these points, bring out these points, then these points, nail line. So now, at this point, you increase this back now. Don't forget that we've taken away one from this side before. So now, you are going to return that one, then you add additional one, make it 2. So you had 2. So maximum of 3. maximum of three, depending on how big the waist of that person is. If your customer is very fat, like those people that have a buttock like that ladies, so you can use three, but two and a half is okay. Two and a half is okay. But for this one now, you can see how skinny the trouser is. So now I'll be using two. Two is okay, except for special case. So at this point, I'm going to increase this one. I'm going to extend this one by one. One. I'm going to add one here. I'm going to add one here. So now, at this point, I'm going to add three as allowance. It's okay. Let me extend this one now. Should be up to three. This point should be up to three. Sorry for that. So you have here, you have to measure three. Three. You have to extend this one by three. Three. So now at this point, this nail line two. Nail line two at the crotch point here. So you measure three. So at this point two, then down two. So you continue with two like that as allowance. It's only this place you are going to add three. Yeah. So at this point we said we are going to use two at this point. So now you know this is the normal point. That's the straight line. For this one is the straight line. You are going to extend this one by one. We are going to extend this one by one. So now, how do we now connect it? So now, at this point, you are going to extend this one by quarter. Quarter. You add quarter to this place. Quarter to this place. So now, what are you going to do? Then you are going to connect this point to this point, then to this point. This point, here you have two here. This point, here you have quarter at this point, and then three at this point. So you are going to connect the three together. So now, this point, you are going to connect it to this point. So at this hip side here, so you are going to connect this point to this point, and then we are done. Then you connect all these lines together. So let's quickly connect those points. So you connect this. So then you connect this. And then you connect this. You are going to connect this. You can see. So connect this. You can see. Then the next thing is just to connect these lines using your pant cuff. So we are done, and we are done. So the next thing is just to cut it out. The next thing is just to cut it out. Sorry, I've omitted something there. So at this point, you have to come down by one. Sorry, you have to come down by one at this point. So at this point, you have to come down by one. There was an error there, sorry. So you have to come down by one. One. So it is this point you are going to connect to this point. Sorry for that. So let's quickly do that. Instead of that place, please connect it. Don't forget, you are going to come down by one here. By one. So then you cut. This is what we have at the end of the day. So that at the end of the day, while showing, you connect this. So it is going to balance up like that. So you can see the reason why you have to come down by one at that point is that so that this place will tally. You can see that the tallies now. So when you fold this thing, why showing it? So everything will just be perfect like that and balanced. You can see now while connecting the points together. You can see that this place matches. So that was the reason why I said we should come down by one so that everything will balance. So and then this place will also match. So you can see how perfect the result is. So and then we cut the component, the other components. We are going to cut the other components later. So this is how we take the how to cut the pant trouser. So just mark this. So we are going to cut the pockets and the flap and the back pocket. So those are the things we are going to be cutting later. So what we cut out here, it is going to be reused as a flap. It is going to be reused as flap. So what we cut out there, so we'll be using this one as our flap. We're using this one as our flap. So we just have to keep it for our flap. So if you have enough materials, then you are going to use that one for the other pockets. So don't forget that here you have to notch this side for two. That is pocket slant, and then this place, that is where 7.5 can notch it. That is where you are going to have your pocket length, and then this place notch. I'm notching by half because I'm going to sew by half. So the allowance I added is 2 for the allowance I added. The 2 allowance I added is just for the sewing allowance. So this is how we cut our trouser. If this video has added any value, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and then if you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting stories, and then don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that each time we upload the video you are going to have be notified. Thanks for watching.